Dear students in grade 12, the baccalaureate, good afternoon and welcome to EMAR series, in which we are going to discuss unit number 11 in the baccalaureate, as you know. Of course, this unit is devoted to our students in the scientific section. As you know, in each unit we have a number of skills. We have, reading skill, we have the listening, we have, the grammar, and we have a lot of things actually to discuss in each unit. We have just 1 hour, as you know, so we are going to try, or we are trying to cover as much as possible. Actually, we can't cover everything in the unit. So we are going now quickly. And but before we start, let me introduce and welcome my dear colleagues here in the studio. Ms. Hanan Qantaqji, an English teacher from Hama Directorate. Good afternoon, Ms. Hanan. Mr. Hussam Al-Mahmoud, an English teacher from Tartus Directorate. Good afternoon, Mr. Hussam, and welcome to Damascus. And thank you for coming and participating in this seminar. Thank you so much indeed.
And Ramadan Kareem.
Ramadan Kareem, of course, to everybody in our in our country. Actually, Unit 11, Ms. Hanan, Mr. Hussam, we have Unit 11. This unit talks about a scientific subject, which is artificial intelligence. Nowadays, everything in our life depends on or is stated on science and technology. So in this unit, we are going to study in detail something about artificial intelligence. Maybe we are going to start with the beginning of this, this technology or this science. Then we go on to other branches of artificial intelligence. First of all, before we start, actually, we have, dear students, dear colleagues, and all who are watching us, we have a short video about artificial intelligence. So we are going to see it, to watch it, then after that we are going to discuss everything about it. Let's now watch it.
The laptop, please.
The laptop, please.
No sound.
Of course, here you can see, this program. I think there is something, a technical problem here. But in general, now we are watching, what we mean by artificial intelligence. Maybe we have a problem, technical problem, no problem, indeed. Dear colleagues here in the studio, we are going to start discussing this unit by asking some questions about the text. The text is about artificial intelligence. The title of the text is Artificial Intelligence. Actually, it is, there is an acronym to this title, which is AI. AI is the acronym of artificial intelligence. As usual, we start with ladies because, ladies always first, even to heavens, even to paradise, right, of course. So my first question to you, Ms. Hanan.
Yes, sir.
What is the definition of artificial intelligence, or how can we define it?
Yes, sir.
Or what do we understand of this, expression or this title? Yes, please.
Artificial intelligence. Intelligence, of course, means cleverness, but artificial intelligence is the branch of science and engineering specialized in making clever machines capable of thinking and imitating human-level intelligence to be as clever as humans.
So here now the purpose in the future is to have machines
Yes.
which are clever or as clever as human beings.
Yes, exactly.
So we have the same intelligence between machines and human beings.
Yes.
This is now the meaning of artificial intelligence.
Yes.
So here actually, what we see nowadays as robots or as any other machine, we can see that really they have, intelligence, but this intelligence is not yet equal to the
human.
intelligence of human beings.
Human intelligence,
Very nice indeed. Now, Mr. Hussam, what is the main target or purpose of artificial intelligence?
Okay, the targets of this field of intelligence is to produce fully intelligent agents that interact with the surroundings
Yes.
and conduct human-like behaviors. These agents, which we talk about,
Yes.
are tools having the ability to judge matter and differentiate what is wrong.
So now these machines are able to distinguish or differentiate
Between the right
between
and wrong.
what is right and what is wrong. So this is the
main
purpose,
target, yes, or the
the
purpose.
main
Go on.
target of artificial intelligence. Oh, very nice. So now we are expecting to have, something like human beings in the future, which have the same intelligence or the same ability to judge things like human beings.
As much as possible.
As much as possible. Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Hussam. Miss Hanan, how did the artificial intelligence start?
Yes.
How did and when did it start actually? Yes.
Okay. The field here started with robots. And the first spark, when a test of the ability of a machine
Yes.
to exhibit intelligent behavior equivalent to that of a human was done. From this point, they started thinking about artificial intelligence.
So here now we repeat again.
Or this is the starting point, let's
Yes,
say.
the starting point, which was, or which we call as the first spark,
Yeah.
of artificial intelligence. So the field started with robots.
Yes.
So the first step was robots.
Yes,
Then after that, we have the first spark when a test of the ability of a machine to exhibit intelligent behavior equivalent. So now this intelligence should be equivalent to or
Human.
equal to human
To
beings.
human intelligence.
To the intelligence of human beings. Very nice. Mr. Hussam, what can robots do or function? We have robots now,
Okay.
right?
In general.
Yes.
They can sense and react to the world around them. They also cover purely software-based agents,
Yes.
which can be actuated with natural language and multimedia.
Very nice indeed. So they can sense and react also.
Yes.
So they have reaction, to the world around them.
To the surroundings.
Yes, to the surrounding or to the environment or to the atmosphere around them, They also cover purely software-based agents.
Exactly.
This is very important, which can be actuated with natural language and multimedia. Very nice indeed. Good. Ms. Hanan, now we come to another question actually, which is, what does the artificial intelligence field include nowadays?
Yes.
We started
With robots.
with robots.
Yeah.
Now we come, of course, there is, a
Development.
continuous progress in this field.
Yes.
So what do you think now, or what does artificial intelligence include nowadays?
Currently,
Yes, please.
it includes different, of course, branches
Yes.
or fields. Let's say
Yes.
driving, aviation, medicine, online advertising,
Yes.
image recognition, and
Exactly.
personal assistance.
And personal assistant.
Yes.
So here we can see that it might include a lot of, of fields,
Fields or
a lot
branches.
of aspects in
Yes.
our life, actually. Very nice. We have medicine, or online advertisement, or advertising. We have, driving, aviation, and so on. Very nice indeed. So I think that, or it is supposed that artificial intelligence include all these things in our life. Very nice indeed. Good. Mr. Hussam, we come to the basis, or what does artificial intelligence depend on?
Okay, artificial intelligence depends on many other fields in
Yes.
general. Specifically, it depends on computer science,
Yes.
information engineering, which is called as an acronym IE,
Yes.
mathematics, science, philosophy, psychology, linguistics,
Very nice.
and many other fields.
And many other fields.
Frankly, it
Yes.
depends on
So, yes, exactly.
many fields in the life.
Yes.
Yes.
So they depend on many things actually, the computer science, information engineering, mathematics, psychology, linguistics,
Philosophy.
philosophy, and many other, fields. Very nice. Thank you very much. Ms. Hanan, another question about, the artificial intelligence. When did the idea or spark, the first spark of artificial intelligence start?
Yes. The first spark started, of course, in the year 1950.
Yes.
First, they did a test on the ability of a machine to exhibit intelligent behavior, equivalent to that of a human. Was done, of course. So this is the time, and this is the idea how it started.
Yes. So we see here that the first spark started in the year 1950.
Yes.
When a test of the ability of a machine, right, to exhibit intelligent behavior equivalent to that of a human
Yes.
being. So here now we say that the scientists, technologists, are trying to have, a similar intelligence as a human beings.
They are doing their best.
Yes, they are doing their best to get now this result. Very nice indeed. Thank you. What happened, Mr. Hussam? The spark started in 1950 or in the 1950s. The spark, the beginning or the starting point, okay? But what happened in the 1990s, right?
Okay.
At the end of the last century. Yes,
Clear.
please.
During 1950s, 16s, 17s, the field was or concentrated on computer science itself. But in 1990s, the field was no longer limited to computer science.
Yes.
It developed to include other areas like health, security, education, music, art, and business applications, so many fields. And many artificial intelligence applications are deeply embedded in infrastructure
Good.
of every industry,
Yes.
nearly every industry in life,
Yes.
and they are expected in a few years to touch nearly all the industries.
The industry.
Yes.
Very nice. So in the 1990s, the new concept of intelligent agent emerged.
was not limited to computer science.
Yes,
it
emerged.
was a revolution.
Appeared. Yes, exactly. It was as a revolution in technology, in the field of technology and science. Very nice. Of course, was not only limited to computer science, of course,
It includes-
but it spread
Yes.
into many other fields in science and technology. Like, for example, we have health, security, education, music, art, and business applications. Very
And
nice.
even linguistics.
Yes, of course, yes, yes. Ms. Hanan, can you give one of the artificial intelligence limitations?
Yes, of course.
Of course, we have limitations, of
yes.
course. So it
Restrictions,
is not open.
limitations,
It is
okay.
not open, but we have some limitations.
Yes.
Would you please give one of these limitations? Yes.
One of the artificial intelligence limitations is the lack of common sense.
Yes.
This means the power to judge information beyond its acquired knowledge. This means, of course, the machine can't think not faster, beyond its limits, because it had stored information.
Yes.
It can work according to this information.
Programmed. So it can't exceed the
Yes, this is
program
the
that
idea.
it was stated in it. Very nice indeed. So here one of the artificial intelligence limitations is the lack of common sense.
Yes.
The lack of common sense, which is the power to judge information beyond its acquired knowledge. Very nice indeed. Thank you. Mr. Hussam, how is it also limited? We said that it is limited in the common sense, or, but how also it is limited? Some limitations, some other limitations, please.
It's limited in terms of emotional intelligence.
Yes.
In addition,
Yes.
we can add something. Artificial intelligence can only detect
Yes.
general feelings and emotions,
Yes.
general human emotional features like anger in general,
Yes. Yes.
sadness, happiness, but they can't differentiate as human beings.
Exactly. Yes.
Let's say they can't differentiate between complex situations or attitudes.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
They
Exactly.
can differentiate between anger, happiness, sadness in a clear way.
Yes. Yes.
Nevertheless.
Exactly. So here it is limited in terms of emotional intelligence, right? AI or artificial intelligence can only detect basic human, not everything in the human emotional states, but basic emotional states such as anger, joy, sadness, stress, pain, fear, and neutrality. Very nice indeed. Thank you, Mr. Hussam. Ms. Hanan, what is the emotional intelligence?
Okay.
Yes.
Emotional intelligence, of course, is one of the next hurdles or obstacles to higher levels of personalization.
Yes.
Rational and harmonic interactions are required between applications, specific projects, and research ideas to sustain the progress of artificial intelligence.
Good. So it is one of the next hurdles. What do you mean by hurdles?
Obstacles.
Obstacles, okay, that hinders
Okay.
or that hinder or prevent from doing something,
Yes.
right? To higher levels of personalization, rational and harmonic interactions are required between application-specific projects and research ideas to sustain the progress of AI or artificial intelligence. Very nice. Mr. Hussam, I think the last question about this, what is required to sustain the progress of artificial intelligence? What is required nowadays?
The required thing
Yes.
is to motivate the development of a systematic framework on
Yes.
which future artificial intelligence will flourish.
Yes.
So it's quite important to apart science fiction from practical reality.
Exactly.
Despite the common belief that machines are man-made products, many think of them as the new controllers of our new future.
Yes, exactly. So now some people say that, these machines are man-made machines, are man-made tools. But these tools, which are man-made,
Are sometimes superior to
yes,
human beings.
will be superior
Yes.
to human beings, and also they might control our life in the future.
future.
Yeah, I see.
Yes, please, of course.
In some fields,
Yes,
they are really superior to human beings.
yes,
Okay?
yes,
They are so accurate
Uh-huh.
and punctual.
yes,
Okay.
exactly.
But in other fields, I
They
don't
are
think so, yes.
inferior to human
Yes, inferior
beings.
to human beings,
Exactly,
in general, yes.
exactly. Thank you very, very much indeed, Mr. Hussam, Ms.
Welcome.
Hanan. Thank you so much indeed. Actually, this is, about the text which is in Unit 11 about artificial intelligence. Now we come to have some exercises about the text. Actually, we need now
A sub-skill?
to teach our students, of course, some skills, to teach our students how to use the exam paper. Here we have some examples, actually. Dear students, please pay attention to this. Here now we have some, exercises, some activities in which or from which you can learn and understand how to use the exam paper in the final exam. Actually, here we have, as you know, in the final exam, we have, questions which are multi-choices, means we have 4 choices. You don't need to write anything. Just now, choose the correct answer. You have A, B, C, D. You choose the correct answer. We ask you a question, then we give you the answer, but the answer is among 4. So you need, or you are required to choose the correct answer according to your understanding of the text. If you don't understand the text, then you can't choose correctly. Ms. Hanan, we come now to vocabs or vocabulary.
Yes, sir.
And vocabulary is a main question in the final exam of the baccalaureate.
Yes.
Here we have, some examples about how to be tested, how our students are going to be tested in the final exam. So let's now have, a sample or some examples of how they are going to choose. Let's now start with the first one. Here we have choose the correct meaning. Here,
Yes.
this is related to vocabulary, right? Let's now start with number 1, Ms. Hanan.
Yes, here we have given the explanation,
Yes.
and we ask them to choose the word which means this.
Exactly.
A very small burning piece of material is called. We have here a keyword, burning piece.
Yes.
But let's see first the choices. An agent, a
Yes.
spark, aviation or agents.
Aviation.
Surely the word that is related to burning or something to fire, it is a spark.
It is a spark.
So the correct answer.
Exactly. So here, actually, a very small burning piece of material, small
Yeah.
burning piece of material is called a spark.
Spark.
Yes, very nice. Number 2, Mr. Hassan.
Number 2, equal in value, amount, meaning, importance, etc. is, we have 4 choices.
Yes.
A, neutral, B, equivalent, C, required, and D, flourished.
Yes.
And the correct answer is number B, equivalent.
It is B, equivalent.
Yes.
Very nice. So equivalent means equal in value, equal in amount, meaning, importance, and everything. So this is the meaning of, equal in value, which is equivalent. Very nice indeed. Thank you. Mr. or Ms. Hanan, number 3, please.
The state of not supporting either side in a disagreement, a competition or war is named not to be on any of the sides.
Yes.
Is it equivalency, neutrality,
Neutral.
aviation or agent?
Yes.
Surely neutrality it means to be on
In the middle.
In the middle, not,
okay. Not
of
to
any
stand
of the
with
two
him, not to
parties.
support any other,
Party.
exactly. So here, dear students, when we have a war, for example, between 2 countries, and we don't support either countries, okay, or any of the countries, so here we are called neutral, means that we don't support any of the teams, any one of the 2 or 3 or 4
Or a football
teams.
match.
Or a football match.
Or a
also.
football team, like
Yes,
Real
yes.
Madrid and Barcelona.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, by the way,
exactly.
I'm a Real Madrid supporter.
So you are not neutral here.
I'm not neutral. Sorry.
Okay, very nice indeed. Thank you. So here it is neutral. Mr. Hussam, number 4, please.
Yes. Number 4, the designing, building, and flying of aircraft is.
Yes.
The 4 choices are number A, equivalency, number B, neutrality, number C, agent, and number D, aviation. And the correct answer is aviation, because aviation means the designing, building, and flying of aircraft.
Okay, very nice. So here the answer is, or the correct answer is what?
Aviation.
Is aviation. Aviation is designing, building, and flying of aircrafts. Very nice. Number 5, Ms. Hanan.
Okay. To make it difficult for somebody to do something is to make it difficult to make an obstacle, something like this. Is it neutralize, spark, hinder, or produce? As it is a verb, surely it is C, hinder.
It is.
It's a verb. All of them are verbs, but
of course. Now here, you know, when we have a word and we ask about the meaning of this word, so the meaning should be of the same, you know, family. The same, you know,
the same part of speech.
The same part of speech.
Yes.
So if we have here hinder, so hinder is a verb, then the meaning of hinder should be also a verb.
Sorry, sir. Something may help here. When we say to make it difficult, this is a keyword that we are asking about a verb.
About a verb. Very nice indeed. Because when we have an adjective, also it should be an adjective in the explanation. If we have, you know, an adverb, also it should be as an adverb in the explanation.
Yes.
So here we have to make. To make is a verb. Then here we need to find a verb among the 4 choices, which is hinder.
Yes, and this may help students during the exam.
Of course. So dear students, pay attention to this. When you have a verb, for example, hinder, and the explanation in number 5, to make it difficult. To make is a verb. Then here you have to look for a verb among the 4 choices. So here the verb, the only verb here is hinder. Sometimes, you know, you have 4 verbs, but here, so in this case, you have to look for the meaning of the verb. Very nice indeed. Thank you so much. Number 6, Mr. Hussam.
Okay, number 6. Before I start number 6, I'm
Yes.
going to comment on the same idea.
Yes.
Here in number 6 we have people or things that do an action.
Yes.
And this should be a noun. For example, people or things, it means that the choice is, it's a noun, okay?
Exactly.
All the choices here are nouns.
Yes.
But if the choices contain, for example, a noun, a verb, an adjective, or an adverb, this can help the students or may help the students.
Yes.
Okay, our question is, a word of these choices means people or things that do an action, and the correct answer here is number A, agents.
Agents.
Yes.
Very nice. So agents is a noun.
Yes.
People or things are noun. So here we have, you know, agents.
Yes, it's not equivalence, sorry, it's not equivalence, not robots and not technologies.
Yes, very nice. So here, this is now the point which I have already started about, you know, about the meaning, or what we call semantics. Semantics means the meaning of the word. If we have 4 nouns, so we need to look after, or to look for the true or the correct meaning of the verb.
May I add something?
Yes, of course.
Sometimes it's about the parts of speech. The choices may be about the parts of speech.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
I agree with you. That's right. Very nice indeed. Good. So it is agent. Very nice, or agents. This is now about vocabs, or about, you know, some vocabs in this unit or in the text. Now we come to another activity, Mr. Hussam.
Yes.
Miss Hanan. Here we have replace the words in italics in the sentences below with words from the text to correct the information. Here we have what we call false information. We are going to correct them from the text.
Yes.
So let's start with number 1, please.
Yes, okay.
Miss Hanan.
Clever machines capable of imitating humans are examples of natural intelligence.
Clever machines.
Yeah.
And we have natural intelligence.
Natural should be related to humans. So it should be, the correct answer should be artificial.
Artificial
intelligence.
not
Yes, not
natural,
natural.
because natural intelligence is only related to human beings, not any other things in our life.
Yes.
Very nice. Number 2, Mr. Hussam.
Number 2, clever machines have the inability to judge matter and distinguish what is wrong.
Yes.
Here, the words in italics have an inability,
Yes.
and this is wrong. The correct thing is, or the correct statement
Yes.
says, clever machines have the ability,
The ability.
yes, to judge matter
Very
and
nice.
distinguish what is wrong.
Yes.
Exactly.
And we had just mentioned it when we talked about the text about artificial intelligence. We said that it has the ability to judge, to judge matters and
Of
distinguish.
course,
what is
this is related to the text.
Yes, of
Yes,
course,
in the book,
of
yes.
course, to the text, of course. Number 3,
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Hannah. Yes.
Artificial intelligence emerged after doing many experiments on machines to imitate humans' food.
Yes.
We are not talking about food, sir.
Of course.
Surely they imitate human behavior. So instead of food, it should be behavior. Or behavior
Exactly.
sometimes.
So here it should be humans' behavior. We are not talking about food
food, yeah.
or about anything else,
Yes.
or playing or something
Because
like that.
by the way, they don't eat.
They don't
They are machines.
Of course, they are machines. So we are talking about human
Yes.
behavior. Very
They
nice.
have oils and information instead of.
Of course, programs. They have
Yes,
programs.
software, yes.
Of course, yes.
Number
of
4.
course. Number 4.
Nowadays, all applications are used in 1 or 2 industries.
Yes.
Not in 1 or 2 industries. The correction is nowadays artificial intelligence applications are used in all industries. Then
So-
I'm going to read again, please.
Yes.
The mistake is when we say nowadays artificial intelligence applications are used in 1 or 2 industries, and the
This
correction
is wrong. This is wrong, of course. So
in
here
all
the
industries,
correct
yes.
answer is
In all industries, yes.
In all industries.
we hope in the future.
Of course,
Yes.
of course. Everything now we are talking about the future.
Yes.
Very nice. Number 5, Ms. Hanan.
Yes, sir. Here, to sustain the progress of artificial intelligence, there should be a consistent interchange between machines. According to the text, of course, not between machines. It should be between research, theory, and practice.
Not machines,
No,
but between research, theory, and
Practice.
Very nice. So to sustain the progress, there should be a consistent interchange between research, theory, and practice. Very nice indeed. Thank you so much. Actually, Mr. Hussam, Ms. Hanan, we have some verbs related to science and technology. And we are going to use these now, okay, or to see how, or to read some, statements, some sentences in which we have some of these verbs about, technology and science. Number 1, Ms. Hanan, please.
he experimented with different materials before utilizing the most suitable one. Experimenting, here we use it in technology or
In
science.
technology and science. So we
Yes.
have experiment, very nice, is used in technology and science. Number 2, Mr. Hussam.
Number 2, the engineer pressed a button and lights started flashing.
Good.
Pressed a button. This is the expression
Yes.
related to science. And lights started flashing.
So we have a press a button when we have a light, and we have flashing.
Yes.
So all these words or verbs are related or connected with science
and
and
technology.
technology. Number 3, please.
When she pulled the large lever, the wheel began to rotate. To pull the lever, and the wheel began to rotate, to go round.
Yes, to rotate. Very. So
Yes.
these verbs, pulled, lever, wheel, and rotate,
Yes.
are verbs for science. Good. Number 5.
Number 4, sorry.
Sorry, number 4.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes.
The vet dissected the animal and extracted its organs. Here it means that the vet made an incision in the flesh of the animal.
Exactly.
And took his organs out. Yes.
Out of the body.
Yes,
Very
exactly.
nice. So this is related, to to what we call science also.
Anatomy.
Anatomy, very nice indeed. Thank you. Number 5.
Yes, sir. When they were combined, the two chemicals reacted violently with each other.
Yes.
We have here combined to get together, of course,
Yes.
it means. And the two chemicals reacted. The action of the chemicals reacted violently.
Very nice
Yes.
indeed. Like in chemistry, for example, when we have HCl plus, for example, Zn, right? This is, here we have a reaction, a chemical reaction that happens,
I'm not sure if it's
Correct.
I'm sure of that.
It's okay.
Because I'm good, I'm good.
You are
at
our
chemistry.
master.
I love chemistry very much indeed. Really.
Yes.
Number 6. Yes,
6.
please. Yes.
After analyzing the problem, she concluded that there was a flaw in the theory.
Yes.
Yes.
A flaw in the
A flaw in the theory means
Yes.
there is a mistake.
Exactly.
Yes.
There is something wrong that
Yes,
happens
something wrong.
in the theory. So analyzing problem, flow in the theory. Very nice. Number 7.
Insert the disk into the DVD drive to install the software and or visit here the website to download it. Insert the disk.
Yes. Insert.
Yes. And into the DVD and install a program, of course, to put it on the computer
Very
or
nice.
any
Also like
application.
software.
Yeah, software
Yes,
programs.
very nice. Good. Thank you very much indeed. We come now to something else, okay? To another activity. But this activity is, to match a beginning of a sentence with the end or with the ending of a sentence. So now we are going to start also with Ms. Hanan. Here you can see we have from number 1 to 8. We have beginnings, we have endings. So you are going now to start with number 1. How to, how to find the ending for the first one, for number 1.
For me, for example, these chemicals,
Yes.
I read the beginning. I have to read all the endings and decide which one completes this beginning. So if we read, I will do this quickly.
Yes.
These chemicals react with each other. This is the best solution because they are related
Exactly.
to each other in meaning.
Yes, very nice. So these chemicals react with each other. Number 2, Mr. Hussam.
Yes, number 2, if you pull
Yes.
If you pull
Number. Yes.
Sorry.
That lever.
Okay, yes. If you pull that lever, it
Yes.
starts the machine.
Good. If you pull that lever, it starts
the machine.
The machine means it causes the machine to work. Very nice. So if you pull that lever, it starts the machine. Number 3, Ms. Hannah.
The zoologist extracted
Yes.
also the organs from the animal.
Yes.
Zoologist, one who studies animals, of course, or
Exactly.
interested in animals,
Yes.
extracted, as he said, to take the parts,
Okay.
inside parts,
Outside the
the organs from the animal.
from the animal.
And the relation here is between zoologist and animal.
Exactly. Zoologist and
Yes.
animals. Very nice.
Okay.
Mr. Hussam, number 4.
Number 4, when you press number A, that button, it turns the printer on.
Yes. When you press the button, it turns the printer on.
Yes.
Very nice. When you press that button, it turns the printer
It's the on-off button, yes.
Yes, very nice. Number 5.
Yes, sir. They experimented, talking about experiments, so
Yes.
with different liquids. They do experiments with different liquids.
So they experimented
As a
with
verb,
different
with different liquids.
liquids. Very nice indeed. Number 6.
In number 6, there is a spelling mistake before we start, and even in the book for this edition,
Okay.
I believe there is a flow, not low.
Yes, exactly. It is
I
a flow.
believe there is a flow
Yes, you are right. Thank
in
you.
the theory.
Thank you so much,
Must
Mr.
come, yes, must
Hussam.
come.
Okay, yes.
Yes,
I
we-
believe there is a
We
flow.
put it intentionally here,
Yes, in
just
the
like
theory.
the book,
Exactly,
yes, to be corrected.
Exactly, exactly. So it is a flow in the theory. Very nice. Number 7.
They had to dissect, of course.
Yes.
They have to dissect, it should be in the theory. No.
No, here
I read something
the
like
sect here. Yes, here it is about
The animal, to see why it
they have to
Yes.
dissect 7, yeah.
the animal to
Yes.
see why.
number 8.
Why? Okay, why?
So
died,
dissect here means,
didn't check.
as Mr. Hussam said,
Yes.
to have something or some surgery,
Yeah.
in the
Exactly.
exactly.
Number 8.
Yes.
A red light started after. Yes.
A red light started to flash.
To flash after a few seconds. Yes. Number B.
Very
A red
nice.
light started to flash after a few seconds.
Very nice. So here we have the last one, which is a red light started to flash. Started to what? To flash after a few seconds. Very nice indeed, dear students, dear colleagues. This is, we are still talking about artificial intelligence, and all these, activities and exercises are related to it. Also now we have, Miss Hanan and Mr. Hussam, we have an activity also, and we are going to choose the correct answer. The correct answer here, actually, we have, what we call the word family. Word family between
Lots of
maybe the verb, maybe the noun, maybe the adjective, maybe the adverb, and so on. So we are going now to see and to use the correct word in its place.
Okay.
Number 1, please.
Here we have a space.
Yes.
And then it is followed by a verb.
Yes.
So we should be careful here that it could be a noun. Or it must be a noun.
It must be a noun.
Yes. First, let me read the
Yes.
example. Is an essential factor for making any success in life. Is it motivate, motivated, motivation, motivational?
Yes.
If we study the 4 choices,
Yes.
the noun here among them is C, motivation.
Yes, motivation. So motivation here is a noun. Motivated is not, motivate is not, and motivational is not.
Yes.
So here we have an adjective, we have another adjective, motivated maybe, and we have also motivate.
Yes.
That's very nice. Thank you. Number 2.
May I
yes,
add
please.
something, please?
Of course, yes.
My colleague has mentioned that if we have a verb, then the gap should be or must be a noun. It must be a subject. Not
Of
a noun.
course, of course, a subject.
Maybe an infinitive, a gerund.
Yes.
But here, she
Yes.
means in this
Here,
exercise.
in this sentence, we have motivation.
Yes, okay.
Exactly,
No.
because it is followed by an auxiliary
Yes.
verb, which is verb
Excuse
to
me,
be.
Mr.
Doctor?
Yes, verb to
Number
be.
2?
Yes, number 2.
He should be able to solve the problem. He is reasonably
Yes,
A, intelligence, B, intelligent, C, unintelligent, and D, inintelligently.
Yes.
And the correct answer is number B, intelligent. He is reasonably intelligent because it's a subject complement here as adjective.
actually, Mr. Hussam here, I'd like to pay our students attention to that. Here we have reasonably. Reasonably is an
Adverb.
adverb. So adverbs describe either verbs
Or
or adjectives.
Exactly.
So here he is reasonably, so here it should be followed by an adjective.
Yes.
Here. So we say intelligent. This is now the adjective.
Yes.
Very nice indeed. Number 3.
Before going to the airport, you should check your travel. Here you have as a compound noun, travel, something, it should be maybe required,
Yes.
requirement, requiring. Required is a verb, required is an adjective, requirement is the
A
noun,
noun.
and requiring, it can be an adjective.
gerund,
And
it's a gerund.
okay,
Gerund.
so-
It is a gerund.
So the only choice here, requirements.
Requirements.
Yes.
Your travel requirements.
Yeah.
Actually, Ms. Hanan, Mr. Hussam, travel here, travel is a noun. But sometimes it functions as an adjective.
Exactly.
For example, when I say a school teacher, school is a noun, teacher is a noun, but here the word school functions
As a noun,
or
as an
works
adjective.
as an adjective. I say university teacher, school teacher. So here it functions as an adjective. Also here, yeah, the same here. Travel requirements.
Yes.
Right? So yes, please.
School bell.
Exactly. School bell, yes,
Yes,
yes, yes.
schoolboy, schoolgirl,
Exactly.
boyfriend.
Exactly.
Yes.
So these nouns can function as adjectives. Very nice indeed. Thank you. Number
four.
three.
Number 4.
Number 4, sir. Number
Hama
4.
being
Yes.
an ancient city, and it's really an ancient city.
Yes. Okay.
The past gap.
By the way,
Oh,
she
right.
wrote this sentence because she's
Yeah,
from
intentionally.
Hama, okay?
We read the sentence. It's from the book. Yes.
But I chose it because it is about Hama.
She chose now. She chose it for
Now I'm going to talk about Tartus.
Yes.
Just a
Okay.
minute.
Next time. Okay. Very
Tartus being an ancient city, sorry, Hama as an ancient, being an ancient
Okay.
city, yes, combines the past and the present everywhere you walk there.
Yes.
Yes, the word here is a verb because Hama is a subject, and being an ancient city, it's a commentary on Hama and an adjective to
Very
describe
nice.
Hama.
Very nice.
Yes, combines is a verb,
Combines.
and we add the
The
S
past,
as you
very
see.
nice.
The past and the present
Yes.
everywhere.
So here
you
the
talk
verb is combined.
Or you work
Very
there,
nice.
yes.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much indeed. Very nice. Thank you, my dear colleagues, for this explanation. Nice explanation about, vocabs, about, reading text, and about everything. Now we come to the backbone of the language,
Grammar.
which is a grammar.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, the backbone. There is no language in the world without a grammar. So grammar is really the backbone and the cornerstone of any language in the world. Now, before we go into reported speech, let's watch a short video about reported speech. But now let's see how reported speech is done. Yes.
What about the sound? Is it okay?
There is no sound. Okay. So I can't hear. There is no voice here. ما في صوت. There is no voice here.
It's stopped here. Yes?
Next.
Yes, okay. Okay, let's now, go into the grammar or the rule of reported speech.
We can put the video in the links.
Okay,
seminar.
yes, maybe
We can ask the director to do this.
yes. There is some, technical problem, no problem about that. Let's now talk about indirect speech, and this is now the topic of our grammar in unit number 11. Reported speech. What do we mean first by reported speech? And what is the difference between reported speech and direct speech? Would you please answer?
Okay.
Yes, please.
We have two ways, of course, relating to what a person says or
Yes.
said, maybe.
Yes.
We have direct and indirect. Direct when we quote his words as they are, without changing the pronouns, any changes, but just we convey the words as they are.
Yes.
But when we take the meaning of what he said, we are making some changes. This is indirect speech. When we take the meaning and make some changes, like changes of tenses, pronouns, some keywords.
We have some changes that
okay.
that happen when we
Yes.
change from direct into indirect. So here when we say direct means actually that we mention the exact words of the person without any change. Would you please give an example about that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Direct here, if we said, he said, I have lost my umbrella.
Yes.
This is direct, and it is between brackets, inverted commas, sorry. So when it is reported, when it becomes indirect, we say he said that it is optional. It can be added or not.
Yes.
We change I into he. And we change here tenses because the verb of reporting is past.
Yes.
So have lost is present perfect. We change it into past perfect.
Very nice, good. So here we say not only this. Now there is a rule that says when we change from, direct into indirect, we go back a step or a step back.
Yes.
If we have present continuous,
It should be past
becomes
continuous.
past continuous. If we have present perfect, it
Past
must be past perfect.
A step
we have a step back.
Yes.
Okay, right. So here when I say I've lost my umbrella, this is now the direct. The direct speech. He said I've lost or I have lost my umbrella. Now the indirect becomes he said
He had
that he had
his
lost
umbrella.
his umbrella. Why he had lost here? Because the original sentence is in present perfect. So the step back
Should
is
be
past
past
perfect.
Yes.
So here we say he said that he had lost his umbrella. And we can notice here the changes that happened to the sentence. I have lost my umbrella. I becomes he. Have lost becomes had lost. My becomes his, and the rest. Okay, the rest of the sentence. Very nice. Very nice. So what happens to the first and second person pronouns and possessive adjectives? Normally change to the third person.
Yes.
The speaker and the addressee, the person who is speaking and the person who is now receiving, these pronouns change into a third person.
They are changed, yes.
They are changed.
But
Very
the
nice.
third person,
Has no change.
No change.
No change,
Okay,
yes.
no change. Very nice. Good.
and
So-
sometimes, sorry, exactly.
Yes, please. Yes.
Sometimes we don't change the pronouns if the speaker is reporting his own sentence. For
Yes.
example, in our previous example, I have lost my umbrella. If he himself is reporting the sentence, he said that he had lost. I said that I had lost my umbrella. If he himself is reporting his own speech.
Of course,
Yes.
of course, of course. If he himself reporting, of
Exactly.
course. But when another person is
Yes.
reporting what someone has said or said, okay, we need to change some of the words in the
To have made it
sentence.
clear.
Very nice indeed. Good. Let's now have some examples here between
Another
direct
example?
and indirect. Yes,
Yes. She said, he's my son.
yes.
This is direct speech.
Direct.
Because it's between inverted commas.
Yes.
Yes.
Quotation
The indirect,
marks,
yes, quotation,
yes.
quotation marks. Yes. Indirect. She said that he was her son.
Uh-huh. Good.
This is a third person
Yes.
pronoun,
Very
and
nice.
it's not or never changed here in reported speech. But we notice the verb is here.
Yes.
It's in present simple, and it becomes, as we have
Was
said,
in the past.
goes a
Very
step back.
nice.
It becomes was.
Good.
And instead of my
Yes. Her.
son.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very
Another
nice.
example,
Yes.
I'm ill. She said in indirect speech, she said that she instead of I, and was instead of I am,
Very
and
nice.
ill, it's an adjective and it stays
Can I
without
add
any
something?
change.
said
Can I add
that
something,
you-
sir?
Yeah, of course.
About
yes.
the verb of reporting, as we see in the two examples here, it can be at the beginning or at the end.
Yes.
It is not a rule to be at the beginning.
Yes, thank you.
No.
She
Yes,
said.
very, very good.
She's talking
note.
about she said.
Yes,
Yes.
very nice. We can use it in the end. We can use it in the beginning. No problem about that. Very nice indeed. Good. Miss Hanan, we have some also changes regarding adverbs and adverbial phrases of time change,
Yes.
and they change as follows. Would you please now tell us something about
Okay.
that?
As we see here, we have today, it becomes that day.
Yes.
Yesterday, it becomes the day before or the previous day.
Uh-huh.
Last, like last night, last week, it should be the previous.
Yes.
Tomorrow, the next or the following
The
day.
next day or the following day.
An example about
Yes.
this, I saw her the day before yesterday. He said he'd seen her 2 days before.
Good. So here we can see that in the direct statement or sentence, I saw her.
Past.
This is now in simple past. In simple past, when we get a step back, it becomes past perfect. So I saw her the day before yesterday, he said, it becomes, he said, he'd seen, means he had seen her 2 days before.
Yes.
Very nice indeed. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Mr. Hussam.
Some examples
Yes.
about what
More
we have said.
examples,
What
yes,
about,
more
yes, more examples. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yes.
He promised,
Yes.
and here it comes at the end of the sentence. He promised that, and that is optional. He promised that he would do it the next day.
Yes.
Instead of will, we have would here, and it changes into he, will into would. Do it the next day instead of tomorrow. Another example.
Yes.
She said, my brother got married a year ago.
Yes.
In indirect speech, it becomes, she said that her brother, instead of my, had got.
Yes.
The main sentence is in past simple.
Past
and
simple.
It goes a step back.
Yes.
It becomes had got
Yes.
married past perfect.
Exactly.
A year before or the previous
The
year.
previous.
Yes.
Yeah. These are the changes actually that happen to when we change from direct into indirect.
About statements.
Actually,
about the statements, I said.
yes, statements, of course. Actually, unfortunately, time is over now, and we can't complete or continue with the reported speech because, as I said, time is over. Actually, in the end, I'd like to thank you so much, my dear colleagues, Ms. Hanan from Taqji from Hama, and Mr. Hussam Mahmoud from Tartus Directorate.
My
Dear
pleasure.
students, dear colleagues, till we meet again, this is Karim Qassabi greeting you from the Syrian Educational Channel in Damascus. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.